The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down the right one. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being...
Hi, thank you guys for tuning in to WVTC Radio Network, where I am your host, Miss Cynthia. And the name of my show is Real Man, Real Talk. And so you guys know I create a space for men to talk about relationships, careers, finance, mental health, and everything in between. And I'm excited today because I have two young men that are in the construction industry. And you guys often know that I support trade. I talk about trade before I talk about college because we do understand that every kid isn't college ready. And so as a parent, you have to understand that and know that it ain't cool to put your kids in debt for the rest of their life, like so many of us still is paying for we call it student loans. Yeah, student loans. And so with a trade, you can get hands-on and get paid. And in the event that you decide to go to school, the option is still there. So I met these two young men through their father. Me and their father, Martez, went to school together, went to Collins Cobras. And so he invited me to an open house and I met his sons and I was just blown away because as we see the things that these young men are doing out in the street. So I believe in giving flowers while we can and change the narrative that, all our Black boys are out here doing bad stuff. And we know that's not the case. So with that being said, thank you, Shamar and Amir, for taking time at y'all busy schedule to come and talk to me. Y'all could be outside enjoying some of this weather, but y'all right here. And I appreciate y'all. So with that said, Shamar,
absolutely.
We're going to have you go first and tell us a little bit about who you are and what is it that you do.
Okay, so hey guys, my name is Shamar Ramos. I'm a project manager here at Referral Remodeling. My job pretty much is to oversee sites, make sure everything is secure, make sure safety is always intact, make sure contractors are doing exactly what they need to do, nothing being prolonged, nothing going on extra, make sure people that don't need to be there are not there. Pretty much make sure the projects run smoothly from start to finish. That's pretty much what I do.
And how long have you been doing this, Shamar?
Then this year in August, it makes 4 years. So we started about roughly 4 years ago.
And how old are you?
I'm 22 now. I turned 23 this year.
What school did you attend?
High school, I went to Christ the King High School. It's
Nice.
over there on Jackson, Langley, around the area.
So is this something that you originally wanted to do when you were in high school?
No. So when I was in high school, I didn't know what I want to do. I did know I didn't want to go to college. I knew that for sure. I just wanted to make money. But as far as like a career, I didn't have anything set in mind. I had a job once I graduated. It was we used to work on chimneys until Martez came up with the idea of RM right here. He basically said that he had an opportunity for me. He basically told me to quit my job. And I was a little skeptical, I ain't gonna lie, because it was a good job. And he was just like out of nowhere. Like, yeah, man, I've got an idea, man. Quit your job. I'm like, I guess, okay. But it worked out fine. I'm glad I did quit. I can say that.
I appreciate that. Amir?
Hi. My job basically is Shamar's job essentially. I'm there to oversee contracts and make sure that people do what they're actually supposed to do and what they're getting paid to do, and what I did the same thing as Shamar. I also went to Christ the King for the first 2 years of high school, but now I'm finishing out my education at Oak Park and River Forest High School, and I basically do exactly what Shamar does. I make sure people are there and people who aren't there, things like that.
Oh, there's a program at um Oak Park River Forest that I met. His name is Kevin, and Young Life, New Life. Was it Young Life? I think it's called Young Life. Have you heard of that?
I have not. Um, Only reason is I'm just like so busy with this. I don't really have time to like, get in like after school programs and stuff like that. But I do believe I have like friends who've been part of the program.
Yeah, that's a great program. I'm a part of that as well. That's why I asked, and they do a lot of stuff. Okay, so with the same question I asked Shamar, in high school, did you see yourself doing what you are doing now?
In high school, and basically the years leading up to high school, I was always that I was very, you know, like I was always told that I was like book smart. That was like a phrase that was always embedded in my head ever since I was young. So, when I got towards into high school, my dad told me, you're like the only one of us who might be able to like go to college and like make it easy and make it what you want to be. So my father kind of like led me to the college route by like letting me know like this might be easy for you and this might be something that you want to do. So yeah, I actually do want to go to college for like something like advertising or marketing or something like that.
No. I met a boxer yesterday, 16 years old, and he's going to college for marketing. It only makes sense. So that's a good, definitely a good field to tap into. I got a couple questions for you guys, and so what's the most challenging project that Shamar? What's the most challenging project you had to oversee?
Most challenging project. Challenging. The projects were mainly challenging when I pretty much first started because I didn't really have any idea what was going on. I was what 19. I wasn't really mentally into it. So when it was all presented to me, I kind of had like a how do I word it like a standoffish attitude. I really didn't take it serious,
Wow.
really see exactly what was going on. I was on my phone and stuff like that. So as far as challenging projects, it would probably be when we first started. We were doing some floors and we were doing some kitchen. And it was somewhere, and it kind of made it challenging. Like the owner and then our contractor, they constantly like bumped heads and stuff, and I was in the middle of it. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm just trying to get it done. Let's just make everybody happy. Let's get it done. But it was constant competition, and it caused Martez to come along, and it was just a lot of stuff that was going on. But luckily, we got it done. But as far as everything, yeah, everything that was challenging was pretty much when I first started because I really didn't have an idea of what needed to be done or what to expect. But as time progressed, I mean, of course, it's still challenging things, but as far as now, everything is, like kind of not self-explanatory, but it it doesn't like bother or trigger or do anything.
Things certainly get easier with time.
Thank you for the
Exactly.
transparency because, us people on the outside looking in, we think it's easy. Oh, that's easy. Anybody can do that because we don't see the back end of it. So I appreciate the transparency. What about you, Amir?
I'd probably say like the most difficult project. Like a couple months ago, like Shamar said, the difficulty mainly comes with like creative differences. Sometimes my father might want something while the person who's getting the work done might want the other thing, and like probably like the most difficult thing would be like that creative side of like things. So like when it comes to like overseeing projects, probably the most difficult one would be like just all those like customization details, like what color you want your walls to be, what type of like floors you want. It's just like little creative things like that that really give us like the most trouble.
Awesome, awesome. So with that being said, so by you guys, okay, so how do you guys avoid knocking heads with each other or butting heads, being that you guys are pretty much doing the same job title?
You talking about like as far as like me and him?
Yes.
How do we avoid that? Pretty much come to a like understanding. Communication is key. So we kind of got a connection where we can before we even say anything, we can tell how the other person kind of is feeling by like facial expressions or like certain mannerisms or movement or something like that. You can tell like
Body
oh
language is
maybe
important.
body language. You can kind of tell if he's like a little off edge or something. Or like, yeah, it's pretty much just communication. So emotions don't build up and stuff like that. So we just talk to each other. Hey, I feel like this. I feel like this. Or it's like, nah, bro, don't do that. That's not right. Or it's like, bro, you should. Why you do this? Like, we just communicate with each other. So there's no confrontation.
I love it. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. So, what type of energy do you guys get from your customers when they come in and see you guys? Because you guys are
Uh,
fairly young, So I figure if my grandmother, she wants her home remodeled, then you guys walk in the door, we looking at y'all like, okay,
who
so
are these guys? Who these kids? Yeah.
exactly, absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely encountered that a few times, but once they hear me speak and once I talk to them and make sure everything, I got the blueprint, I see exactly what they need, I communicate with them and kind of ease them down a little bit. So it's like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. And then I'll also let them know that Martez is always accessible. So any problem you have, if you don't want it ran by me, I will get it ran by him, even if it isn't directly from them their questions will still get answered no matter what. I'm not just gonna do anything. I'm not like I'm the big boss. I don't do anything like that. We come to just like communication with them. Communicate with them also, and you can kind of tell with how they're thinking or how they're feeling by the same thing I said about mannerism, body language, facial expressions, all that. So we pretty much you feel them out. You conversate with them and you see exactly what they want, how they're feeling, and you just accommodate them.
I love it. Well said. Amir, what's the best advice your mother has given you?
Oh, that's the best advice my mother has given me is my mother always told me to like follow through on certain things. Whether it be like things with school essays, things that I just told hey Shamar, I'm gonna do this. My mom makes sure that I like really follow through with everything that I do and that I'm at 100% with everything that I do because she wants to make sure that I actually get stuff done and I just don't like put half my effort into something just for it to turn out like not what I want it to be. So I guess really following through is something that our mother has taught us very well.
I love it. Shamar, what's the best advice your father has given you?
Best advice is actually we actually just had a conversation yesterday, so we were pretty much trying to come to a conclusion on how to move forward. So we're actually looking to expand in like different states and everywhere. We're pretty much big on expansion. And then I had told him like he may need a break a little bit. Like time is like he's like we're always on the edge. We're up 7 days a week. Like we're constantly working. Like maybe you should take a break. Like hold off on work and stuff like that. And then it clicked in his head. He was like, "What?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "Don't never stop the money. Don't never stop that. Don't never stop." We got people that's looking for us. People that actually we change lives. Like we just did a free bathroom a few
I
weeks
saw
ago.
that.
Like the stuff that we do is impactful for people and like contractors have bad stigmas so people they will pay a contractor money and they'll run off or they won't deliver exactly what they want. So he's basically saying like the stuff that we do like we can't stop, like we just got to find a way to work around it. Like we got a purpose, we basically have to feel that purpose.
Wow, I love it. Amir, what do you do for fun when you're not working? Because we have to have a
Um,
work balance, right? Work balance life.
yes. For fun, usually I hang out with this guy, either with him or um, you know, like his friends. We all have like this big friend group. Him and his friends and I. and we all just we hang out, we play video games, and we talk about like things that's going on in our lives, like relationship wise, who did this, who did that, and for fun, I really just sit, connect, and talk with these guys, and just really just conversate and like play video games like 2K and Madden and stuff like that.
So outside of your parents, Shamar, do you think you and your brother hold each other accountable?
To a certain degree, yes. So pretty much any conversation we have, any problem we have, it almost doesn't go through our parents. It goes directly through us.
Wow.
So any problem we have, it's like, yeah, I didn't like that, bro. Like that wasn't right, or you just did
There's
that. Why
certainly
would you do
like
that? Yeah.
there's a
You
chain
go
of
ahead, you
command,
elaborate.
and you said what?
I said, go ahead. You can elaborate. Keep going.
There's a chain of command. So if there's a problem between us and it gets to the point where I can't solve it like through my own, then that's when we'll like go to like parents and stuff like that. But like it usually never gets to that point. But you know, we normally solve things ourselves. If I have a problem with something that he does, I talk to him, and we really come find a common ground, and find what we agree and disagree on, and see what we can change about it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's interesting. I like that. That's good. So my next question: what challenges have you faced, Shamar, being a black man in society?
And a black man. I gotta think on that one.
Okay, Amir, you
I got
got
one for that one. Yeah, I got one for that one. I guess a challenge would be finding the proper image for yourself, because like being black, especially like around here, there's so many different ways people like us can be viewed. So like so this guy can be viewed as somebody who like gets money or something like that. This guy can be viewed as somebody who doesn't have as much, and like those are the two opposite ends of the spectrum. And and people look at me like whatever. They see that I have access to nice things. They see that I have access to more luxurious, and like the rich guy or whatever around school. There's multiple different images people like us can have.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And that's sad because they don't understand and never will understand that we work just as hard as you guys do, despite the image that's portrayed through the media and TV. But that's the world we live in, and you guys seem like two intelligent young men. So I see you guys going far just based on your groundwork, based on what you're doing, and your guidance from your parents. Um,
That means a lot to us. We appreciate that.
no problem. Shamar, you got some yet?
As far as challenges as a black man, I feel like it had to be something that was like not put in front of me. Because how do I explain it? So like as far as like challenges, I feel like I haven't really gone through anything that was pertaining to like like the race car or anything like that.
Really?
Everything in my life has pretty much been like straightforward. So like of course, like there may be a certain look that you may get, but as far as like certain like communication or customer service, or just me walking down the street or me working, I never really encountered anything where it's like, oh, they're racist. I've heard racist stuff, I've seen racist stuff, but nothing's really been aimed towards me. So I haven't really, like been in those situations.
Keep looking.
I
I,
Wow. What is Amir? What is one thing you wish you had learned in grade school?
I wish I learned that. I wish I learned that the kid that talks the least normally has the most going on. So like whenever I'm in a classroom, there are like, your usual talkers, there are your usual class clowns, and then there's the kid that just sits there and tries to do the work and doesn't really talk to anybody. And excuse me, never mind. Um, but yeah, like the kid like who talks the least is the one who, you know, who has to deal with this going home, who has to deal with that. And I wish I just, grades 1 through 8, I wish I had just taken that more into accountability, because we used to like make fun of like quiet kids back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like basically just considering what like the next person has going on, so that you don't like strike a nerve or two when like making jokes and stuff like that.
I love it. Shamar,
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
no worries. What's something you wish you had learned in grade school?
I wish I had learned confidence. So in grade school, I mean, in grade school, I was popular. I was popular in grade school. I like had the stuff I needed, but for some odd reason, like 8 people can say, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're good, bro. You're good, bro. You can do this. You can do this." Then 2 people would say, "Yeah, nah, you can't do it." And then I would go with the 2 people for some odd apparent reason. I don't know why. And then another thing with confidence, wish I would have known that like everybody is somewhat shy. Not everyone is like secure and confident with what they got going on. Like we're all figuring it out. I wish I knew that back then. I don't know, things would be a little bit different. I mean, as I'm getting older, I'm seeing it more. Like b- 5 years ago, I would not do this interview right now. I hated presenting. I hated presenting in front of a class. I hated talking in front of people. I hated pictures, videos. I hated all that stuff. I'm kind
Oh,
of breaking out of this shell now.
wow, wow, wow. So, what do you guys think about, or how important do you guys think financial literacy is?
Extremely.
Very important. Yeah, you have
So,
to know. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You can ask the
do
question.
you guys think that, do you guys think that you manage money well, or you need some improvement, or
We actually we have a couple of areas we need to grow on when it comes to
It's
managing money.
wow,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So
let, I'm
yeah.
gonna let Shamar talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing is keep the cash flow coming in. That's something we need to keep doing and keep working on. Another thing, spending habits. It can get hectic. I've been making bold purchases as soon as I got out of high school. So like as soon as I was turned 18 and I was able to get a credit card, I'll never forget. I got a credit card with Discover, and my limit was like $800. I instantly bought a sweater for $750 as soon as I got the credit card. I just maxed it out. I got an off-white jacket. I'm good. I started doing that. Yeah, even my first car, it was a bold purchase. So it's still trying to figure that out. My whole philosophy is, I guess, just make more money so you can buy whatever you want to do. But at some point, you do got to sit back and like, all right, chill out. Yeah, you're doing too much. Like, chill out.
wow, that Amir,
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
I said, yeah, he talked about, he talked about excessively spending the moment he got the card or the money in his hand. What's
Oh,
your thought?
okay. Um, so like that's exactly with me. I like clothing. That's something that I feel like a lot of the youth can relate to. I like, very expensive like articles of clothing, and I have trouble just yeah buying things on an impulse. Like as soon as like I'll get like say $2,000, $3,000, I'll be at your nearest Neiman Marcus going crazy. Like you see what I'm saying? So like it's like Alexander McQueen, Amiri this, Amiri that, and you know a lot of like materialism goes into my spending. So I feel like yeah, like clothing is like really one of my biggest ones.
Wow. Well, that's expected for guys your age, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. We live in a drip world, as y'all would say. And
Yeah,
so
exactly. Everybody wanted. Yeah.
exactly, my son 15, so I totally understand. Um, relationship. Either you two have a girlfriend yet?
Yeah, I got one.
I've had one.
You had one?
Yes, it
What?
was a rocky situation.
Okay. Can you can you tell us what, when you say Rocky without telling the story? Um, because I'm gonna show this video to my young men that I mentor, and so they dating
When
and
I
their little face.
when I say rocky, I mean how do I put this?
Cause see, when you say Rocky to me, I'm thinking that one day y'all good, one day y'all not, one day y'all good, one day y'all not.
That's basic. That's you.
Okay,
You just stopped
okay,
out.
okay. I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page, being that
Yeah,
you're
no,
20 years younger than me.
there would be like times where like like me and her would like really find like common ground, and then the next day she just like go the complete opposite way. There'd be times where she'd get like so upset with me that she'll like just stop talking to me for like days at a time. And when I say rocky, I mean like very, it's like a uphill battle with the last one.
Shamar, so the opposite of his story, what do you think keeps your relationship intact?
Keeps my relationship safe. Basically finding someone who is somewhat similar to you. So with me, I stated that I work about 7 days a week. So
Wow.
my girlfriend, she actually pretty much does the same thing. So about 6, 7 days a week, she also works. So I mean, we find time in between to see each other, but the whole goal is to bring everything together. We do understand that we're still young and we got stuff that we need to do, but the whole main goal is to make sure that we're all good mentally. If we do have anything that we need to talk about, we discuss. We have good communication. Yeah, as far as just figuring out your partner, pretty much. It shouldn't be constant confrontation. It shouldn't always be clashing within one another. Everything should just like feel right. You should be able to say how you feel. Supposed to have some sort of connection, some sort of common ground, pretty much.
So what does okay? So you say you work pretty much 7 days a week. So what's the typical start time for you in the morning?
So it varies. So some mornings I do drag, but a good morning for me, I'll be at the house about 5:30, 6 a.m. But a rough morning would probably be about I'll leave out about 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m.
And what time is your day done? Day over.
If I leave out about 5:36, my day can be over around 4:30,
Okay,
around
about 8
4
hours.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
That makes sense. Amir, can you hear me? I think his mic is muted. He muted his mic. Yep. Oh, he muted his mic. So, oh,
Amir,
he muted his mic, so he can't. He's sitting there. He can't.
let me call him.
Oh,
There we
I'm
go.
sorry, I had to fix something real quick.
Oh, okay.
What
I
was
wasn't sure if you did it on accident. No worries. He just got through with his question. So with that being said, you guys are young men, and so we or teen. I hear teens using the word friend over loosely, and so as you mature, you understand that everybody isn't your friend. So Amir, with that being said, what does a good friend look like to you?
That is a good question. A good friend to me, a great example right here is my
Oh,
brother. But like a good friend, he is honest with you, or he or she, or she is honest with you. They're direct with you. They tell you whenever you're doing something wrong. They help you out whenever you're doing something wrong. They help you to grow and become better people with you. And I guess as a friend, they help you grow as a person. You know, that's what I call a true friend. I have a lot of true friends thanks to him. But in school, I've also met like a bunch of people that I can genuinely call my friend. So basically, shout out to him. He showed me what true friends were with
Oh,
his friend group in middle school.
Kamar, what does a good friend look like to you?
A good friend. Yeah, pretty much someone who keeps you on your toes. So whenever they don't like something, they will point it out. And even when they do point it out, it's not in like a anger matter or like there's no like there's no like non-communication within the situation. So you pretty much they're there to pretty much tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're right, tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're right, tell you when you got more work to do. Motivation, that's key also. If they see like you're in a slump, if you're like hey bro, why you haven't been to work, or bro, why you not in the gym, or bro, you said we were gonna do this, why you not doing that, like certain checkups with each other. Just so like with my friend group, we will all get together. It's about five of us, and then my friends. We pretty much been knowing each other since I was 12 years old. So it's been about 10 years, almost 11 years. So we just get together and just talk about like whatever we got going on in our life, however we feeling, however we felt about a certain situation. If we didn't like how this person in the friend group did this, we would discuss it. Um, Loyalty is big. You can't like turn on your friend. You can't like expose situations that they got going on in their life. Keep everything within the circle, and pretty much as a collective group elevate. Pretty much that's what the team is. That's what good friends are.
I need to put you guys in front of some adults because some of these adults, they still trying to figure it out. I often hear, oh, that's my best friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. I'm like, how do you have 20 BFFs? Like both of you just said, um, a good friend is a person who makes you a better person, who um who um who holds you accountable for your actions, and make sure that you doing what you say you're doing and not going astray, and not so much somebody that want to hang out with you every day. And like you guys said, you work 7 days a week, and you got to keep the money flowing so you guys could get the mirror and whatever else and the other
Uh,
drips. It makes no sense for you guys to buddy up with somebody who don't see y'all vision and is trying to take y'all away from what y'all got going on. So y'all definitely on the right track. um, I'm going to do a 30-second commercial break. And so, like I mentioned earlier, I got an organization called Heavenly Sent Youth where I expose young men to different outside of their community. And so I got this motto, and it goes like, it's hard for a kid to see what they can't dream. So imagine just being in this box, and every time you turn around, you're seeing the same stuff. So how could you look outside the box? And so therefore, I expose kids to any and everything you possibly can think of. We do trade. My son wants to be an electrician, so I put him in an electrician class. We do. What else we do? Cursive writing. They don't teach cursive writing in schools anymore. All of my boys know how to do CPR. I went to be a licensed CPR instructor because my son has asthma. And so, and being that I work with young kids, I just needed to, that's a skill I needed to learn how to do. And so now all of my kids can, they're CPR certified. What else we do? Um, Table etiquette. They don't teach that in school. I took the kids out one time to the restaurant, and they eat with their hands. I'm like, what y'all got going on? Then it clicked. And so Red Lobster donated us some food. A friend of mine allowed us to use her venue space. We set it up real nice. The boys had to wear slacks and dress shoes and tie or a bow tie because, again, we want to create this different culture, this different look. And then the girls had to wear dresses with dress shoes. And, we invited people out. We had a couple speakers, and, again, exposing all these kids to all this different stuff. And so I love animals. And so I bought a horse, a real horse over the pandemic, right? And
mhm.
so I was taking the kids to the barn, teach them A to Z about horse. I knew nothing about horses, but I knew that was something that I wanted to eventually own. And so I did it. And from that, I partnered with all these different organizations. So now we go to rodeos. I got 2 mobile homes that I talked to your dad about that I'm uh, in the process of gutting it out. And I want it to be framed for a gaming truck, like an activity learning center for the kids. And so when they go out, when we go out to the barn, they'll have something to keep them preoccupied because it's about to get hot. And so I just want to keep them out of harm's way, if it makes sense. So Facebook was seeing all some of the good deeds that I was doing. They reached out to me, and I won this contest, and they paid me a couple of dollars, and they produced the video. So here's the video.
My name is Cynthia Manuel. I was born in Chicago, and I am proud to be able to raise my son in Chicago. I work with inner city youth to show them different things outside of their neighborhoods. When these kids walk onto the farm, it makes them feel like they are free. I want these kids to know how to give back, and recycling is one of those ways.
How can you not love animals?
I don't know. I like dogs and stuff like that. I'm not sure about all the other animals, like the horses. I'm not sure. I never really been like encountered with them.
And see, most of us haven't. And so once I connected with one, it was over with. So I try to get out to the barn on Saturday or Sundays and just bond and just be out there in a totally different world. I love it. I love it. I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna let you guys go. So you guys are young men. So Amir, how do you handle stress? Is there something you do? Is there somewhere you go?
Yeah, I call it self-therapy. So like basically what I'll do is I'd either sit down in like my bed or whatever, and I just think and like really process whatever it is I'm stressed about. Either that, or I'd take a walk and to clear my mind in order to just unclutter a lot of the things that plague my head, and like really just give myself like more of like a breath of fresh air, and just get some air, let my thoughts really circulate.
I love it. I love it. Shamar?
Way I deal with stress is by pretty much seeing how others have it. So I know how people who are out here, they are far more worse than what we are, and how I grew up. They probably grew up way rougher than I have. So having that thought in my mind, it kind of puts me in a place of like, all right, yeah, this went wrong, but you still kind of have no room to complain, because like every day someone has a worse situation than you. And I pretty much look at it as like reality and like rationalism. So like in the sense, I mean, my emotions, they do matter, but in a sense, only thing that kind of matters is pretty much like rationalism and like how life really is. So whatever little problem I have going on right now, if I do like get in a mood, or irritated mood, or a mad mood, or something that irritates me, I literally just like, I do this. I pray. I just be like, thank you, God, for everything. And please guide me. If I ever complain about anything, I apologize. I'm just trying to find my way. Just get rid of all the evil spirits. And then once I do that, I pretty much, whatever I'm feeling, it'll kind of fade away. And then I'll be grateful for what I do have. So anytime I do get mad or anything like that, I breathe too. So like you brought up the asthma stuff, so we also do have asthma. So like proper breathing, that's also something that helps, like meditation, stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much just locking in with yourself. Pretty much that's how you kind of avoid things like that.
Y'all helping somebody, because societal expectations for men and emotions are far in between. So an emotional man in today's society are viewed as weak.
Sassy.
Sassy.
Okay, that's a new word for me. Sassy. Okay, sassy. And it's crazy. And so most men hold in whatever it is they're dealing with, you know. And then I thought about it. Um, I thought about it like when you're a young man, like my son is. It's pretty much the mother that gives the emotional comfort, comfort. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Emotional to
yeah.
the young man, and so it's the father saying, you know, get up and do this and do that, and so I was like, wow. And so you grow up with that stigma that you can't show emotion for whatever reason. And so for you guys to say what you just said warms my heart because it lets me know that somebody out there are definitely instilling in you guys what needs to be properly instilled in young men in our generation. Because you know, neither one of you said go out drinking, or neither one of you said drugs and all these
Nah,
other things that people turn to for mental therapy, if it makes sense. So you guys, I would say I'm impressed, but I'm not impressed because when I first met you guys, the interaction, you guys didn't even know I was interviewing you then. I was interviewing you then, and so yeah, you guys are definitely on the right track. And so, Shamar, you did mention something about God because that was going to be my next question. Is you guys believe in God? Amir, do you believe in God?
Yes, I do. I do believe in the higher power.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. I always want to ask and not assume. So, with that being said, Amir, I'm going to have you go first. What's what is your favorite gospel parable, or what is something that you live by to keep you inspired, or a quote?
Um, Something that I relate to a lot is you've heard of Samson, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. That's like a story that I relate to a lot. Like with the hair and strength, because like my father, I used to have very long dreads that came down to like my chest and stuff like that. And you know, I used to relate to that a lot because like when I first cut my hair off, I used to feel like no, I don't look like him no more, and it was like it was kind of like a whole thing where it was like I had like lost my strength. I had lost who
Wow.
made what made me me. So like I feel like Samson's story is something that I relate to like a lot because by me losing my hair, it lost what made me me. So yeah.
So did you? Okay, so do you think, or are you telling me that when you cut your hair, you lost your strength?
I thought I did. That was the point.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I thought I lost what made me me, but
Wow.
my just my face, my smile, my personality, that's what made me who I was, and it was just less about the hair and more about like my personality. So
So
no, I didn't lose my strength.
so in other words, it ain't about your drip. It's about the person that got the drip on.
That's
it's not what's
exactly,
on you, it's in you. Yeah.
So
yeah,
that means you guys
exactly,
gonna save.
exactly.
That means you guys are gonna save your money because it ain't about the drip. You just said your
Right.
personality and all that. So once you take the drip away, you can save a whole lot of money. And
You're
then
right.
tomorrow, you can put that shirt back on your credit card and make your numbers go back.
Yeah, make the numbers go back up. Yeah.
So Shamar, I'm going to ask you that question. Same question.
Okay. Okay. So with God is actually something relatively new for me. A couple years ago, like through my teens and stuff, I didn't really believe in God, or maybe I didn't believe in it. I just I just had so many questions, and I couldn't get any answers. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, no, we live off free will. I don't really know if I believe in higher power. But until I talked to my friend Miles, and he had pretty much just got into a relationship with God, but like pretty much unconsciously with me, I do move in the way that God wants us to be. So like respecting your parents, actually respecting people, acts of kindness, giving your all. So a lot of characteristics that I have in myself is actually something that's like God's way, and I didn't really pay attention to that. So that's why I kind of started praying and trying to build more of a relationship with him. But I'm not really like spiritual or anything like that. I don't really know anything like about like like the Bible or spiritual stuff like that. I just kind of try to build a connection with him personally and just pretty much go by his word by being a righteous person and doing what's necessary.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you could be any superhero, who would you pick?
Professor X, Charles Xavier, yeah.
So I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen a superhero movie. I would always send my son with his brother.
Really?
I know, right? And even when Black Panther came out, he was like, "Well, you got to see Black Panther. That's the first black." And so we went through this thing, and I still haven't saw it. He's like, I keep telling him I don't see it, but I can't get into it. And so, but I know it's people out there that watch them, and there are so many different strengths and different characteristics in each one. And so I always learn when I ask questions. And so with that being said, who'd you say you picked?
Charles Xavier, Professor X. Yeah.
And so what is his strength?
So his power is basically controlling people's minds in a sense. And I know,
Really?
yeah, it probably do sound bad. I'm not going to like control people's minds and make them do everything I want to do, but like some things some things could be changed if you did have that power. I wouldn't use my power for bad. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna take away from people and stuff like that. But having that, like you can change someone's mind to not do something dumb. It's like you know how they got like mass shootings and stuff like that. You can sense what they are already thinking. So it's like he's gonna go do this. You talk to him in his head like, no, don't do this, don't do this.
Wow.
Like you can do stuff like that. So that's like the most powerful power in the world. That's something I would like.
Wow. Amir, if you could be any
Um,
superhero in the world, who would you pick?
there's so many of them, which makes that question. It makes that question very hard. But I feel like my superhero would probably be somebody like. I'd probably choose like someone like Batman or somebody like that because with Batman he has so much going on behind his psyche while he's like fighting whoever he's fighting, the Joker, Bane, whatever, and nobody really stops to think like, is Batman okay? Why is Batman dressing up in a suit fighting people at 3 a.m. in the morning? And it's just like Batman it has like a lot of he has a lot of flaws for sure, which makes him relatable as like a human, basically Bruce Wayne. But I'd say probably yeah, Batman because like a lot of the things that he does in Gotham is so he can like stop as much crime as he does. So I think my favorite superhero is Batman.
Batman. Two more questions for you guys. So, Shamar, what do you think could possibly be done to prevent the millennials from acting out as they've been doing with the crime? If
Uh,
any.
they need guidance. They need someone to look up to. They need they need reassurance that things can get done, and this is pretty much not what you do, is how you do it. So like even with our company, um, people, so the black people, their whole aspect of how they want to be like shiners. They want to be NBA players, rappers, and entertainers. So they need reassurance that it doesn't have to be that. It can be anything. You can be an engineer and make 300-400 a year. It's like you can do whatever you want to do. They need guidance. They need they need someone to talk to about their emotions. Like they're not intact with their emotions. They act off of impulse, and their actions could mess up their lives forever. So like just that split second, they can ruin their lives like that. So they're missing guidance. They're missing role models. People out here They don't really have any figures at all in their life. So it's just a bunch of kids listening to kids, and kids don't really know anything. Even with me, I may seem like a stand up kid, I guess, but I don't really know anything. I still got my life ahead, but I just had guidance to keep me how I am. But people, they don't have anything. They just got the streets. They got kids around them who don't have anything, just like they don't have anything. And they got social media too, and then they got rappers and stuff like that too. So they just missing role models, guidance, and they need to be intact with their mental health and physical health also.
Well said. Amir, what you got for us?
I feel like a lot, especially of our generation. I know you said millennials, but like a lot of like our generation focuses on perseverance rather than process. So like a lot of people don't process their emotions, which is something that is heavily needed, especially in this community. We go through so many traumas in a day, whether it be like your boss said something that was racially stereotype towards you, or whether your teacher is showing favoritism towards one student who is white rather than you. We don't process enough of what happens to us, but we do try to like move on from something, and we always try to like move past something when we haven't really processed something. So I feel like something that'll like help keep the youth with a stable mind is like really processing a lot of the things that happen to us, because how can we really overcome something if we don't process it?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Shamar, last question. Um, is there anyone you would like to give flowers to now with words? This is your chance.
Yeah, number one is my father. The way he came up in his situation and what he overcame is something unheard of. But he's in honestly, even now, he's still. I'm watching him change. So the person I saw from when I was first born, like 5, 6 years old, are two completely different people. So he's changed. He's elevated. He's still currently trying. He's always been there. He's setting a way for us. I would like to give him flowers. My mother, same way. I watched her change also. Yeah, pretty much everyone in my life. I would like to give flowers to. No one, mainly specifically. Is we kind of all got a good relationship. Everyone in my life. There's no real confrontation. There's no like bad energy. Like we don't like gossip anything about each other. It's just we all uplift each other, and we all elevate. We all keep moving forward.
I love it. Last thing. What's one word that comes to mind from the start to the end of this interview?
Black excellence. Oh, that's just 2 words. Okay, excellence. I'll say excellence.
No, you can
Excellence.
do the black. I'll give you the black excellence.
Okay, black excellence. Okay.
Amir, I'm writing this down. Okay, Amir, if you can give someone their flowers and words, um, who would it be? And this is your chance now.
All right. For one, shout out Shamar. He helped me
Oh,
through like a lot of stuff that I would have, if I wouldn't have had Shamar as my older brother, I would literally be lost. Like everything that I know, I owe to him. I owe to like just our friend group, like Mike, Miles, Dejan. I wanted to say thank you, like to the whole friend group, really, because as Shamar said, we build off of each other and we learn stuff from each other, and we really grow as friends. And I want to shout out those people.
one word that describes this interview.
Um, motivation. Motivational. It makes you want to get up and go do something. It makes you want to like go do something with your life. It makes you want to stop scrolling TikTok all day and actually go make something of yourself.
Well, with that being said, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your busy day to come on and interview with me and tell your story. But um, I see nothing but what word I'm looking for? Blessings on you guys. On you guys' lives. You guys both are humble. You're in the right direction. And Amir, you said that you've made mistakes, and what's the word? When you make a mistake, you keep going. Resilience. Your
There it is. There it is.
right. Your resilience speaks volumes. Shamar, the fact that he's giving you accolades from the beginning to the end, in regards to you helping him navigate and walk towards whatever it is that God has for him and himself. So, with that being said, you guys have a bond. Don't let nobody come between your bond. And I'm excited to see you guys 5 years from now.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you having us also. Thank you.
Okay, you guys be safe out there, and I'll see you guys again.
All right, you too. Be safe.
All right.
The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Hi, I'm Sandy Rose.
Hi, I'm Pastor William James, and we're the owners of WVTC Gospel Radio Network.
And I'm Ramon Perry, president of WVTC.
WVTC Gospel Radio Network is again a candidate for the Stellar Gospel Music Awards for Internet Radio Station of the Year, and we need your vote.
Go to www.thestellarawards.com and click on the radio station awards ballot.
Once you're on the ballot, look for the category Internet Radio Station of the Year and cast your vote for WVTC Gospel Radio Network.
Voting is limited to 2 per household. We thank you for voting for WVTC Gospel Radio Network, and we ask that God's choicest blessings be upon you and your household.
Remember, we're WVTC Gospel Radio Network, where
we're winning
victory through Christ.